Hello friends, it's Kelly and I am back with a layout for the Through the Rainbow Challenge. And this month we are focusing on wood grain. And I felt like this collection, the Woodland collection for Mintay, would be perfect for this challenge. And I'm also using this wood chip die, and it has really cool like an alphabet that looks etched into the, or like carved into the tree pieces. So super cool. It was fun to play with that. Finally, it's been in my stash for a while. And these are photos of my puppy dog just doing his thing out in the yard. So I'm starting with my tear ruler, and this is going to be a real woodsy, organic kind of layout. And so I feel like tearing wood was called for in this particular layout. So I'm going to cut a couple of strips off of this pattern paper just for the pattern for the pink and the lighter tone, because I have two real dark tones next to one another. So I wanted something a little bit lighter, but mainly to just add another layer of texture. And I really like how that looks. And I'm going to do that on both sides. And then I'm just going to adhere those strips to either side of my wood grain and my dark wood grain. And then I'm going to place that all right in the center of this page, which I have a little bit of trouble and have to pull it up, but it turned out not to be a big deal. It was just a little crooked, and it was enough that it bothered me, so I had to fix it. And I stood up, that's why you can see my hair there, because I couldn't, whenever I sit down and try to center something, sometimes I need to stand up so I can see better. And I'm going to just matte both of these photos of my dog onto some white foam, not white foam, some white cardstock, and then I'm just going to keep layering and adding more mattes to this photo stack. And I just used a whole bunch of different colors and papers from this collection to do that. And I'm going to pop that whole photo stack up onto some foam adhesive. And here I am. I thought I would show this die set. And I've already done the wood chip itself, but I am going to add the title, and it's going to be Wild Thing. So I'm going to run this through my Gemini and then adhere it. So the reason I showed this part, because of this tip right here. I feel so dumb that I didn't think of this before, but I was watching, I think his name's Patrick on, what was it? The Sizzix YouTube channel. And he said, when you have these little tiny letters like this, it's better to dip the letters into the glue than trying to add glue on the back. And I thought, well, I'm going to try that out. And sure enough, it works a lot better. It's a lot easier. So I'm adding my title up at the top half of this wood chip, because I'm going to cut off part of the wood chip. I originally thought, because there is a heart, one of these two, you may have seen that earlier. And I really wanted to add it to the heart, but the circle wood chip just kind of looked better, in my opinion. And so now I'm just going to start adding some florals to each cluster. And I'm going to have kind of a diagonal design. There's going to be a cluster at the top and then another one at the bottom left. And I'm using all of the die cuts from from the ephemera pack that I have left, because I've already used this collection once, so I didn't have a ton left, but I did have a whole cut apart sheet, which I didn't really, I spent a lot of time making the wood chip, so I really didn't feel like fussy cutting. So I thought I'm gonna try and make do with all of the elements that I have left in the ephemera pack. And it ended up working out just fine. So I'm just trying to make sure I have a mix of elements in both clusters, but I want them to, I want it to be balanced. And does all this make sense? Not really. Do I care? Not really. I think it's fun. Sometimes you just want to use the things you have, and it doesn't always have to make sense. He's outside, he's a wild thing, and these are woodland wild creatures and plants and such, right? So that's how my mind works. And whenever this whole layout is done, I loved it, and I had so much fun creating it. And to me, that's what it's all about. It doesn't always have to make perfect sense, the elements you use. If it brings you joy, that's the purpose. And these definitely bring me joy. I love, love, love this collection so much. And I love woodland creatures, and I love the organic feel of this whole, I love the vibe of this whole collection, and I have been wanting to use it for a while, but I kind of am limited because I live out in the desert. Like, I don't get the opportunity or the chance to have many like really pretty outdoor photos like in the woods. And I thought, why does that matter? I'm going to just use it because it makes me happy. So that is exactly what I did here. And I'm very happy with the outcome. So I keep layering and layering. I want to use up as much of this ephemera pack that I possibly can. And then I put the Explorer, I cut that in half and put it up there at the top. And I'm going to add the bottom half of that circle down here in the bottom part of my clusters, or the bottom cluster. And in the end, you don't really see that much of it, but it's on the page and I know it's on there. So that's all that matters. And then I have these really cute butterflies in my stash. I'm pretty sure I got these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, I can't remember. And I'm gonna add 3 of those, 2 in the bottom cluster and 1 in the top. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to go check out all the other ladies participating in this month's challenge and see how everybody else is using their wood grain. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and like. It really helps my channel out. Thank you. Bye.